Hey everybody, this is David Scott again, sending you another little life lesson that I've learned. Most of them the hard way, most of them by mistakes I've made. Still learning every day, never stop. Anyway, back in the 60s, late 60s, when I was a teenager going to high school, I had a 1962 Ford Fairlane 3-speed manual transmission car. Considered myself very fortunate because I was only one of the only students that actually had his own vehicle back then. And I was driving around, and I would go to school. I'd also go to work and so forth. And one day, I'm driving along, and I hit the brakes to slow down for a stoplight, and the car wouldn't stop. The brakes were just totally, my pedal went right to the floor, and I'm like, yikes! What do I do? And so I did the best I could and put the emergency brake on and so forth, which was very slow. It doesn't work very well. So, at any rate, now I was faced with a with some decision to make. What do I do? It's like the brakes are gone. So I talked to my older brother about it, and he's like, well, you've got to go get them fixed, and so forth. So here's the thing: is like, I didn't want to spend the money, and because I worked hard for the money, and I didn't want to spend the money to fix it. I wasn't really sure how to fix it myself, so that wasn't really working out very good to do it. And I didn't want to go without my car for a few days while it was being repaired. So guess what I decided to do? I'm going to drive my car without brakes. I mean, why not? I guess that's what happens when you're a teenager and that frontal lobe thing or something's not fully formed yet, and you make these decisions that are not really based on common sense. And so there's where I was. So I drove my car around for about a week, and with the standard transmission, I would downshift to start slowing it down for a stop sign or whatever. And then when I finally got down to first gear, I would shut the key off so the engine would just make the whole thing come to a stop. If worse came to worse, I would hit the emergency brake. Emergency brakes only work back on that car back then on the rear wheels. So if you're having an emergency and you hit the thing, you're not going to stop very fast. It's a very slow thing. So anybody pulled out in front of me, or a child, or anything that happened with a bicycle, it would have been a disaster. And fortunately, I didn't have that happen to me. So after about a week of doing this, and every day, one day after another, after about a week, my dad finds out about it. I don't know how he found out about it, but he did. And so half of my dad was mad that I was doing this, and the other half of him was kind of proud of me being clever enough to know how to drive a car without brakes. So that's kind of the way it was with me and my dad through those years. But let's go back to thinking about what could have happened during that time. What could have happened that would have actually changed everything for my life and for maybe for the life of somebody else, or they wouldn't even have a life anymore if I'd struck them and killed them. What could have happened? How many years would I have been in jail, or who knows what? But the fact of the matter is that I was missing common sense. I was missing the knowledge I needed to make this decision correctly, and to understand that spending the money to get it fixed is way better than anything else that could possibly happen. And so the lesson I learned from it is that sometimes when we lack knowledge, when we lack understanding, when we lack truth about things, that we oftentimes suffer as a result of it. I think that's why the Bible says that the truth will set us free. Because it's not just setting us free in something we're about to do, but it might set us free in something that's about to happen because we don't know what we're doing, or we don't know the knowledge of everything on it. So this is the thing that I have learned as I've been reading the Bible, and I've been learning more and more truth about, as I shared once before, about a gentle answer turns away wrath. So instead of getting into a massive fight with somebody, I just give them a gentle answer, say I'm sorry, whatever, and then they calm down. All these things have changed my life as the truth has set me free in doing that. As I'm still learning, I still need to be set free, but still doing that. And so the things that I want to leave with you today is, you don't know everything. So you need to keep learning, and you need to keep learning the truth so to set you free. Number two is you need to accept it, even if it's hard to accept. A lot of times we come across the knowledge and it's hard for us to accept. And then number three, we need to put it into practice. And sometimes putting truth into practice is not an easy thing to do either. But when you do those three things, then boom, you are going to be set free. That's all I got for you today. So I'll see you next time. See you later. Bye.